in fact, to my taste, the session of the morning was subversive. And I am so glad that I feel this session is, if I will summarize it in one word, reformist. And I am more in favor of reform. I get old. This was age. My younger age, I was so subversive as idea, as even mode of action, politically and other things. I think this will lead me to not to talk today about the structural dependency, what we often call when the connotation of intellectual imperialism, to say, look, we have hegemonic powers, we have things structurally difficult to tackle with. Maybe I will argue today, based on many field work. I am a sociologist. I really do a lot of field work. That there is optional dependency, that something have been chosen by al-mustad'afin, by the weaker, consciously or unconsciously. And I will give example from my work on the Arab University, the university in the Arab East, Al-Mashriq Al-Arabi, where I did some work, and to make some argumentation in this regard. So first, let me say that university system become extremely important, not only to deliver knowledge, but also in elite formation. So if I take a country like Syria, Jordan, Lebanon mainly, we find that you have different type of universities, and from which result different type of elites. And these elites, they don't talk with each other. Yesterday I asked Yadullah whether there is universities here which teach in English or in other languages. To say no, all in Farsi. And I found this is really great. If you go to Lebanon, for instance, you will find three types of university. Public universities, where the main language is Arabic, while private non-profit university, like often is missionary university, like my university where I work, American University of Beirut, San Joseph University, and the private for-profit university. And I'm so glad that Munir this morning and Azizan today put emphasis about the marketization and commodification of knowledge, what is going on. In country like Lebanon, we find, I just make a study, I look to the colloque, workshop, and conferences in different universities, and I found that, for instance, in my university, it's very rare to invite anyone from San Joseph University, because this is a French-speaking university, or from National University. And when I talk about National University, around 60% of the Lebanese students are there. So you see this, what I call compartmentalization of scholar by language of interaction. And this lead me to another compartmentalization, but this time by research activity. And here, really, the question raised this morning, and now two questions, I think, fundamental to ask ourselves: knowledge for whom and knowledge for what? So, knowledge for whom, is it only for academic audience or to the extra-academic audience? And knowledge for what? Is it, do we want just to produce instrumental knowledge, pursuit of means, or reflexive knowledge, discuss the end, the finality, the ethics of what we are doing. So if here I am borrowing a model of Michael Burrowy, a very prominent American sociologist, showing this classification that if instrumental knowledge for extra academic audience, if it is target the decision maker, so we are doing policy research, and it's often the client, funder organization, ministries, international organization, is often who demand such study. And often inside of our university, when we have a program, research program, not necessarily funded by or for a finality, applied science finality, we are doing professional research, and often for academic audience, okay? And then if we do epistemology of our research is not based necessarily in field work, but we step back a little bit and we think what is going on in our field. This is, we are producing critical research, so we are reflecting upon our own knowledge. And finally, the most important things is a public research, public social sciences. Here, mainly, I'm talking about social sciences, public social sciences, which we address, we converse with the public, we refine our methodology, our research questions with the public, and we disseminate the knowledge to the public. So often you have what we notice that a good research, social research, is a social research with harmony between these four types of research activity. If you have a hegemony of one at the expense of the other, this will become problematic. Let me show you some models. For instance, in the United States, almost all of the research done, professional research, inside of the universities, while you will see that the public research is really not very important. So it means that we can conclude an isolation of the academia from the community and the society. If you take a French model, you will see it's you have this tradition of public intellectual. So you will see that public sociology or public social sciences is more important than professional social sciences, and the critical one is very important. If you go to Al-Mashriq Al-Arabi, the Arab East, you will see that the public research is not very important. So this is the first message I will deliver now, to say, look, if really you want to struggle against intellectual imperialism, just try to be sure that there is no type of a research dominate over the another. Try to converse with the public, because when you connect yourself with public, you are sure that you are not just project model taken from abroad. Just to give you an example of how policy done in the region, I took the last UN human development report produced by UNDP. I found, and I looked to the references in the end, and I found 47 of the cited document is UN document. International organizations 17%. Internet documents 12%. Only what is academic production is 12%. It means that the policy research is producing its self-legitimacy. It's you legitimize yourself by yourself. I looked to 17 CVs of a consultant working with the UN agency in Lebanon. It's called ISQA. And I found that all all of them, they have a career as a consultant. So they are not built upon their field work or professional research. So in somehow you have this absolutely compartmentalization. Either you are a policy keep looking for funding, you don't have a accumulation of knowledge, or you have a professional research disconnected from university, or you have a public sociology, small public sociology of social science. Often it's disconnected from the research. So this lead me to the last point to say that our university is more and more disconnected from the society and demise of the university as a public sphere. And I am so glad that Azizan talked about it. Just I will show you examples how this happened in the Mashriq al-Arabi. You find that promotion system is based on 3 criteria: research output, effective teaching, and contribution to university service. When I look how it's the rating system of the promotion procedure, I found that only based on referee journals. Who are the referee journals? It's often it's produced in Western countries, and often they told you international journal. And then when I make my interviews, I found that people they get a referee report, something like it's not relevant to American audience. It means this is not an international journal, but it's an American journal. Or you are mixing advocacy with academia. Important academic literature is not cited. Arabic articles cannot be counted. This is one of the minutes of promotion commission in my university. Some are labeled pejoratively as a local. So you have absolutely a kind of orient you to be known globally. Other study shows quickly that 90% of the article counted in social science citation index originate from 10% of the world country. From the other side, you have the national universities often produce knowledge in Arabic. It's not published, not in a referee journal, even Arabic referee journals, and they often produce knowledge inside of their nation state. So this is why it leads me to say, unfortunately, we are on quoted between 2 models: publish globally and perish locally, or publish locally and perish globally. And exactly as Azizan said, the importance to find the bridge. How we bridge, how we can publish partially globally, because it's very important the universalism of our discipline, that we talk a language is understandable everywhere, but also to be culturally relevant. Just a few words to say, just 1 word or 2 words to say, the problem of publishing in referee journals is often that this impact the content of what you said, the narrative. There is a hegemony of one narrative over the other, and the question of language, published in English. Just I finish with a very small story. Someone in education department sent an article to United States. It's about a survey, qualitative and quantitative data published in Lebanon, and a survey done in Lebanon. So the response say, no, you cannot. It's not relevant for our audience, American audience. Try to compare it with American data. So she compared it with American data and sent it, and it was published. When it was published, she reread it. She found it is irrelevant for Lebanese audience, because what was important in this work was specifically the qualitative information, and there is no comparison with qualitative information. So this is an example of what is going on. Thank you very much.